They told me joining the Terran diplomatic corps would be a life of exploration, excitement, and meaningful interstellar bonds. They never said anything about spending my 30th birthday alone on a backwater moon listening to an alien karaoke contest while cradling a warm protein shake and nursing a bruised ego. The outpost of Calran 3 wasn't glamorous. It was a pit stop on the outer trade routes, mostly used for fuel, food, and the occasional cross-cultural seminar. I was stationed there as a human relations officer, which basically meant I taught aliens what sarcasm was and tried to stop them from challenging each other, or me, to ritual duels over seating etiquette. Worse, I just received the last message from Earth. My ex-girlfriend had married some biologist with a neckbeard and a solar yacht. My mother still thought I was going to marry a coworker from my Earth job, 3 years ago. The final straw came during a drunken toast by a three-eyed Plern dignitary. He loudly declared, "May this human male find a mate someday." Poor skin, odd symmetry, but a nice laugh. I laughed along. Everyone did. Then I stood on my chair and yelled, "You know what? No one wants to marry me. Not humans. Not Plurns. Not anyone." I half meant it as a joke. Ugh. Then the room went silent. A soft, metallic voice cut through the crowd. "I would." Everyone turned. She stood near the bar, tall, slender, cloaked in shimmering violet armor that glowed faintly at the seams. Her skin was a pale opalescent blue, like moonlight on water, as like silver fire. And even among the crowd of bizarre galactic species, she was mesmerizing. "I beg your pardon," I stammered. "I said I would marry you," the alien woman replied. She stepped forward, unblinking, regal in every movement. "Unless the offer was not sincere." It wasn't an offer," I said, heart racing. "I was just venting." "Curious," she murmured. "In my culture, a declaration that bold is considered a formal proposal. By local treaty law, if no one contests it, I am free to respond." A silence followed. No one objected. "I am Tlani of the Virene star clan, matron warrior of the 7th moon. My people prize bold speech, especially when it comes from despair. Despair births truth." Blink. "I was just upset. You don't even know me. I know you feel alone. That matters more than name or title. And I've seen how you treat the smallest species here with respect, even when they tower over you. That is rare." She walked up to me, close enough for me to feel the humming of her armor's energy fields. "Come. We talk." We went outside, where the twin moons of Calran 3 cast soft purple shadows over the landing field. She offered me a small flask. Tasted like honey mixed with starlight. "I know humans mate for love. But you also marry for companionship, yes?" she asked. I nodded cautiously. "My people marry for bond strength. For survival. My clan was destroyed in the Kun Harvest Wars. I am the last of my line." She gazed upward. "Without a bondmate, I cannot re-establish my bloodline. My status among the Virene remains incomplete." "Wait," I said slowly. "You need to marry someone to regain your rank." "Yes, but it must be someone who speaks without fear, even in self-pity. Someone honest enough to shout his flaws aloud. You meet that mark." I don't know if I should be flattered or deeply insulted. "Both is acceptable," she said with a rare, tiny smile. "Also, you're oddly symmetrical. I like that." That night, I lay awake in my small bunk. Tlani, warrior, noble, stranger, had proposed marriage. Or counter-proposed. And part of me was screaming run, but another part whispered, "What have you got to lose?" Over the next few days she stayed. Not just near me but with me. We shared food. She taught me Virine blade philosophy, everything from swordplay to body language. I taught her how to make earth tea and explained why 20th century sitcoms weren't a form of torture. It was easy. Strangely easy. One day she asked, "Would you truly wish to marry a non-human?" I hesitated. Maybe. If we understood each other. I would not expect you to abandon your kind. But I would expect your loyalty to be chosen, not conditional. I looked into her alien eyes, luminous and full of history. I've been waiting for someone to choose me for me, not because I'm convenient or safe. If that's what you're offering, I offer truth, not safety. I took her hand. Then yes, I'll marry you. The ceremony was held beneath the open skies. Representatives of 8 species attended. Plurns, Silicari, Grelkin, even a shy Velade scout sent a bioluminescent blessing. A Virine marriage was sealed with a symbolic exchange of weapons. She gave me a small dagger, etched with her clan's sigil. I gave her a stylus, my old Terran diplomatic one, scratched and worn. This was how I protected others, I said. Not with blades but words. She accepted it solemnly. Then we shared a drink that burned like plasma and tasted like burned cinnamon. We were declared bondmates. Life after marriage wasn't perfect. A clash. Blah. She found my habit of muttering to myself, disturbingly prophetic. I found her tendency to spar with security drones at midnight, unsettling. She wasn't good with emotion either. "You're sad again," she'd say flatly, before offering me a mineral brick as comfort food. Or a throwing knife. But she tried. And so did I. 6 months later we were transferred to Virine space. Her people viewed me with wary curiosity. "He is soft," one of their scholars remarked. "He endured the loneliness of 10,000 stars and did not go mad," she replied. "That is not soft. That is forged." We lived in a crystal spire atop a wind-swept plateau, where the clouds ran like rivers. I learned Virine customs, helped her reconstruct the StarClan archives, taught human diplomacy at their academy. I even grew to love the weight of her presence beside me at night, the quiet hum of her energy core, the way she curled slightly when asleep, like a sword uncoiling. Then one day Earth called. They wanted me back, for a lead post on the Galactic Unity Council. I told Tlani over breakfast. She didn't speak for a long time. "You must go," she said at last. I shook my head. "Not without you." She frowned. "I would not fit there." I grinned. "You've never fit anywhere. That's why you belong with me." So we went to Earth. She scared the hell out of customs. Terran politicians stammered when she stared at them. But she also spoke bluntly, and strangely people listened. There was even talk of appointing her to Earth's Xeno-Defense Advisory Board. On our anniversary, I took her to a quiet hill outside New Geneva. She watched the stars in silence. Then she turned and said, "Do you remember the night we met?" How could I forget? I was shouting like a maniac. "I thought you were broken. But I wanted to know why. You were curious about a mess like me?" "No. I was drawn to your honesty. You didn't try to be strong. You were because you had nothing left to pretend." She leaned in and touched her forehead to mine. "You made me more than the last of my clan. You gave me a new future. And you gave me something no one else did," I whispered. "You saw me. They say love is strange in the stars. That humans fall too easily. And aliens don't understand romance. But I know this. The night I shouted, 'No one wants to marry me,' the universe answered. She walked up. She offered her hand, her name, her legacy. And somehow, across all those stars and differences,